Dinkum changed my life. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's dramatic. Maybe even a little bit over the top, a little theatrical. That's insane. How can a video game change somebody's life? But it did. This little game that could definitely set me on a completely different course than I had been on. But to get to that point, we got to go on a little bit of a journey. So I've played video games in some form ever since I was a child. I think I visited a cousin who had an Atari when I was like 7 and became obsessed. And then was gifted a Nintendo NES for Christmas the next year, I believe. And of course, played Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, the original Zelda, and Tetris, like my life depended on it. Video games were a way to escape and kind of live in a fantasy world for a little while and interact with that fantasy world. Of course, you know, as you hit middle school and teenage years, life gets busy. Video games kind of take a back seat, if it were, as it were. And then in my early 20s, I kind of was introduced to PC gaming. I'd never done that before. I was always a console girl. And somebody had introduced me to StarCraft, Warcraft, and of course, Diablo, which became an obsession. And I had all 3 iterations. And now there's a 4th one, but I've never played that. And then, of course, having children and businesses and just life gets busy. Didn't have as much time for video games again, but my children started playing. And so I would sometimes play with them. And there's always been a video game console in our house. I think we even registered for an N64 when we got married. It was silly. So I've played video games off and on, but I really got back into gaming myself personally when Breath of the Wild came out. And I put a lot of time into that game and tried to 100% complete it. And then again, like many of you, I spent 2020 obsessed with Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm sure all of you can relate. We downloaded our copy at the stroke of 11 p.m. and the kids and I took turns setting up our shared island. And it was very exciting. And it became the obsession for the rest of the year, actually for another year and a half after. I played it every day. 2 years, definitely. And I don't think that it would be a game that could live up to it. I thought that would be the last game I ever played. But then one of my favorite YouTubers, Tagback TV, he got a game key for a game that was called Dinkum, and he was showing it off one day, and it was several weeks before the game was supposed to hit Steam. And from the first minute of watching him play that, I was dialed in. I wanted this game. I don't know what about it was so appealing to me. It kind of had elements of Minecraft and Animal Crossing, and I had also played Minecraft after Animal Crossing got a little stale and was obsessed, so I thought it had all the worlds combined, and it was super exciting. It was similar to those games, but it had this unique twist of being set in an Australian-inspired sort of landscape, and had so much potential. So the only problem was I didn't have a PC or a computer that could play the game. I had consoles and I had Apple computers. And as some of you know, Mac and gaming don't really go hand in hand too often. So I bought a mid-level gaming laptop and decided to download Steam and create an account. And well, there you go. So I got this PC and got everything set up. And I clicked add to cart so fast on July 14th, 2022. I started playing immediately, and it became my new obsession. I played all the time. And since I had a laptop, I could take it to any room I wanted, and I could play there, and it was fantastic. With any new obsession, you tend to become voracious for information, and you want content that feeds your addiction. At that point, Tag had kind of stopped playing Dinkum, and I was searching for people who were. And that is how I stumbled upon Cans Alone, or Cans to most of his community. I think I found him on like day 3 or 4 after the release, and I joined a live stream because he would stream for like 5 hours to play this game. And I started chatting with everyone in the chat pretty immediately. And every day we'd all hang out for hours, watching cans play, making comments to each other, and we created this very beautiful community of people. I made a lot of friends in that live chat and in his streams. Not just the Dinkum streams, but quite a few of the other games he played. I made so many new friends during this time. It was kind of the first time in my adult life that I felt really connected to people, which may seem silly to some, but that was the truth of the matter. And after COVID and everything, you know, we kind of needed that connection. People that I could play Dinkum with and share my love of gaming, people from all over the country and all over the world, just so many different walks of life and backgrounds. And it just felt like, I don't know, it felt different than anything I'd experienced up to that point. We had this family, you know, I talked about all of my online friends and used their, you know, username and to my kids and my family. And it became like they knew who you guys were too. So before long, my oldest daughter was like, Mom, you should start a YouTube channel. It seems like you've really like found something there. And I was like, that's insane. I mean, who's going to watch a middle-aged woman play video games? Like that's crazy. No, that's dumb. The whole idea, while sweet and well-intended, seemed kind of ludicrous at the time. But the more she suggested it, the more the kids suggested it, I started to think about it more seriously. I thought, well, maybe, you know, it started to seem like, you know, a viable thing. And, you know, also it would be an outlet for all these things I was doing creatively in the game. I could share my creativity with everybody and continue building on this community that we had started in Kansas streams. And so I was like, okay, maybe we could do this. And in early 2023, I started working on starting a channel. I downloaded OBS and gathered up as much information as I could from fellow streamers and watched tons of videos on how to record videos, how to edit videos, how to set up streaming. You know, looking at videos on how to make videos, the irony's not lost on me. It was definitely a learning curve, but I was really hungry for it. And I was determined to figure it out. And you guys know me and technology don't always go hand in hand. So it was definitely a struggle trying to get all the technical things worked out because I'm fairly technically illiterate, and it was definitely frustrating at times. But many people helped me and were willing to give me information and help me get started, and I am forever grateful to them for not gatekeeping information, but trying to help me out as a struggling brand new YouTuber. About this time, I kind of met my friend SunnyAnn. You may have seen her in some of my streams. And we started working together on this big Dinkum building project on my island. And I decided to record it and edit it down to 6 episodes because it was a lot of footage. And that was the build that launched my channel. This big resort that she and I built together. And you know, we spent many hours working on it, really getting to learn a lot about each other, and a very deep, meaningful relationship kind of developed there. And even though there's many years in between our ages and we live in different parts of the country, it has been one of the best friendships I've had, and it's been a lifeline for me. So thank you, SunnyAnn, for all those days of helping me build the beach resort and helped me create the very first content for my channel. On June 15th of 2023, while I was in San Diego with my youngest daughter, my first video released. And, you know, it felt like, hey, I'm in a different state. No one can see me. That's the safest time to do that. I was a nervous wreck, though, when it went live. It's daunting putting yourself out there to the internet to be possibly, you know, criticized and ridiculed. I held my breath, hoping that people would watch and possibly subscribe. It was both exhilarating and terrifying. All that worry was for nothing, though, as it turns out, because very quickly I reached 100 subscribers, and the shock of all shocks, people seemed to like the videos. They were bad. They were not the greatest quality. I'm still learning, but I appreciate everybody, you know, giving so much encouragement and liking the videos and letting me know I was doing a halfway decent job. I'm no Spielberg, obviously, when it comes to video production, but it does seem, thankfully, that my fans have low expectations, so that's good. I'm totally okay with that. Let's keep the bar low, folks. It was a very interesting time, and I think because I had made so many friends in Kansas community, I had kind of a built-in audience, and it wasn't intended that way. It just kind of happened, and it was definitely to my advantage, and I don't dismiss that for sure. Within a couple of months of starting my channel and releasing videos every week, I started streaming a few times a week. And the thrill of interacting with people in real time was so addictive. The charge you get out of that, the energy exchange is just amazing. It was so much better than making videos and doing all that editing. And I like that so much more. It definitely has some frustrations and setbacks because there are technical difficulties and there's always something that's going wrong. But it's great to be in the stream with everyone and get real-time feedback, get real-time conversation, and just share in jokes and laughter and, quality time while we all play games we love. These last few years, on a personal level, have been really hard. Probably some of the hardest I've experienced. I lost a very good paying job when I was laid off in September of 2023. It took me almost 6 months to find another job, by the way. And then in May of 2024, my 26-year marriage ended. That's a whole other level of devastation, to lose a job and lose your marriage all within a year of each other. There's been a lot of personal struggle, to say the least. And if it hadn't been for YouTube and the community that I've made here and all the friends that I have, I don't think I'd be in a very good place. In a lot of ways, Dinkum and you guys quite literally saved my life. It gave me an outlet and a place to call mine, and to have friends to stand with me and take my mind off of things as I navigated these very difficult challenges and life issues that kind of got dumped on me very unexpectedly. What started off as a very silly whim has become such a big part of my life and my existence. You guys have given me hope on days that I've needed it the most, and you've shown me love and encouragement when I couldn't show it to myself, and I am forever grateful for the time that we've gotten to spend together and this community that we've created. It is something that I will never forget. And all of this is thanks to Dinkum. This game is so much more than just a game. It is a home. It's a family. It's created memories, and it's given me joy and excitement and something to look forward to. And it's created all these new memories that I'm going to take into these new chapters of my life. And so as my 2-year YouTube anniversary kind of approaches and the 1.0 release of Dinkum, official release of Dinkum, which is coming up very, very soon, I wanted to make this video and tell you my story and let everybody know what a special game this is and what a great group of people that we have here in the Dinkum world. And I hope if you don't play Dinkum, maybe this will make you interested. And if you do, well, that's my story. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I can't imagine not ever playing Dinkum. The replayability of this game is absolutely amazing. And it's worth every single penny. And I'm so excited for James Benden and all the work that he has done on this game over the last almost 3 years that it's been in early access. And I really, really appreciate all of you for coming along on this journey with me. We are sitting very close to 1,500 subscribers as I make this video. And for me, that's just a fantastic achievement. I know for some that may not seem like a lot, but it really means a great deal to me. And I am so, so grateful for all of you, all of these friendships and wonderful relationships I've made through this game and through this YouTube community. So yes, Dinkum changed my life for the better. And I'm so grateful to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I couldn't do it without you, so thank you. All right. Well, you know, my sign off is always going to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. I'll catch you guys next time.